They have no escape. Israel succumbs to the lethal attack of the Houthis with the launch of the hypersonic missile Palestine 2. The Yemenis have breached one of Israel's most strategic air bases, Nevatim. This attack is not only an act of resistance, but also a tangible demonstration of the Houthis' advanced technological capability, exposing cracks in the seemingly vulnerable Israeli defense. The Israel Defense Forces, historically prepared to intercept conventional missiles, now face an unforeseen challenge: the Houthis' hypersonic missiles. Amid an open war against Gaza, the Houthis' message is clear: their determination and weaponry will not stop in the face of Israeli aggressions. The consequences will multiply if the massacre in Gaza does not cease. Israel panics. Yemen launches a hypersonic missile against an Israeli airbase, in a display of determination and military power that has shaken the geopolitical landscape. The Houthis have launched a hypersonic missile at one of Israel's most strategic facilities, the Nevatim airbase. This attack, firmly communicated by General Yehia, spokesperson for the Yemeni armed forces, highlights a moment of tension and challenge in the region, where the war in Gaza continues to intensify, and the international community watches with growing concern. The projectile launched by the Houthis, known as the hypersonic missile Palestine 2, successfully reached its target. These types of missiles are notoriously difficult to intercept due to their extreme speed and maneuverability, characteristics that make them a serious threat to any conventional missile defense system. The impact of this attack not only underscores the Houthis' ability to project their strength beyond Yemen's borders, but also their growing capability to challenge Israel, a country historically considered a regional military power. This missile, part of the Houthis' growing military technology, was fired in direct response to Israeli attacks on the Gaza Strip. Tensions in Gaza have reached alarming levels following the resumption of Israeli bombings in recent hours, resulting in more deaths and destruction in one of the world's most impoverished and densely populated areas. The Israeli forces have justified their attacks as part of a campaign against Hamas and other militant factions in Gaza. However, the Houthis have made it clear that they will not allow the massacre to continue without consequences. Yehia, spokesperson for the Yemeni group, made a clear statement: Yemen, its leaders, its people, and its army will not stand idly by while witnessing all these massacres against our people in Gaza. With these words, the Houthis not only express their solidarity with the Palestinian people, but also make it clear that their offensive will escalate if Israeli aggressions do not cease. Sari announced that the Yemeni armed forces would expand their targets within Israel in the coming hours and days, signaling a potentially even more severe escalation of hostilities. The Yemeni armed forces will mobilize all their capabilities and skills to defend and support the oppressed in Palestine until these crimes against our people in Gaza stop, Sari added, reaffirming the Houthis' commitment to the Palestinian cause and their readiness to confront Israel on a larger scale. The Houthis' operation also raises questions about the effectiveness of Israel's defense systems, known for their advanced technology, such as the Iron Dome system. In a recent event, the Israel Defense Forces announced that they intercepted a missile launched from Yemen before it entered Israeli territory, demonstrating that Israeli defense systems are on high alert. However, the fact that a hypersonic missile managed to reach its target despite Israel's sophisticated defenses suggests a flaw in the invulnerability the country usually projects. Missile interception is only part of the equation. Israeli defense systems, although highly effective against conventional threats, have serious limitations when dealing with hypersonic missiles. These projectiles, like the Palestine 2, travel at speeds of Mach 5 or higher, making their detection and interception extremely difficult. If the Houthis manage to refine their technology and develop more of these missiles, the threat they pose to Israel could escalate significantly, forcing the Israelis to rethink their defense strategy. It is impossible not to question Israel's leadership at this juncture. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, known for his firm stance against militant groups in Gaza and other regional actors, now finds himself at a crossroads. The launch of the Palestine 2 hypersonic missile by the Houthis is just the latest in a series of attacks that have shaken the region, from Palestinian rocket launches to direct attacks by groups like Hezbollah and now the Houthis. Netanyahu's response and his inability to prevent these attacks could have serious political repercussions in Israel, where security is one of the citizens' main concerns. His image as a leader capable of protecting his nation is being significantly tested. As for the repercussions in Gaza, the Houthis have expressed their firm intention to continue supporting the Palestinian people. The situation in Gaza has been described as a massacre by various international observers due to the number of civilian deaths and the massive destruction of infrastructure. In this context, the Houthi support is seen not only as an act of solidarity, but as a direct challenge to Israel's policies and the stance of the countries that support it. The use of hypersonic missiles is undoubtedly a major escalation in tensions, but it also sends a clear message. The Houthis are willing to fight with everything they have in defense of Gaza and Palestine. This attack also highlights Yemen's role in Middle Eastern geopolitics. Although the country has been engulfed in a devastating internal conflict between the Houthis and the internationally recognized government, its ability to project power beyond its borders is becoming increasingly evident. The Houthis have not only managed to withstand aerial attacks and military intervention from the Saudi-led coalition, but have also developed an arsenal capable of threatening regional powers. This underscores how the conflict in Yemen has transformed into a regional issue with much broader implications than initially expected. The launch of the Palestine 2 missile could significantly change the dynamics in the region. If the Houthis manage to maintain and expand their attack capabilities, they will not only affect Israel, but also alter the balance of power in the Middle East. The intervention of external powers, such as Iran, accused of supporting the Houthis, could further intensify the conflict, leading to a broader confrontation between regional powers. Additionally, Yemen's growing support for Palestine could inspire other actors in the region to adopt more aggressive stances against Israel, potentially expanding the war beyond Gaza. In summary, the launch of the Palestine 2 hypersonic missile against the Nevatim airbase marks a milestone in the recent history of the Middle East. The Houthis have demonstrated that their military capability has grown significantly and that they are willing to challenge Israel in defense of Palestine. At the same time, this attack raises serious questions about the effectiveness of Israeli policies and the future of security in the region. If Netanyahu fails to, this attack marks a pivotal moment in the ongoing conflict, demonstrating that the Houthis have escalated their military capabilities to a level that directly challenges Israel's defenses. The successful launch of the Palestine 2 hypersonic missile sends a clear message. The Houthis are not merely issuing warnings, they are prepared to take action. This event raises significant concerns about the stability of the region, the effectiveness of Israel's missile defense systems, and the potential for broader geopolitical involvement. As tensions escalate, the question remains, how will Israel and the international community respond to this growing threat? The Houthis' commitment to defending Palestine adds yet another layer of complexity to an already volatile situation, and their military advancements could shift the balance of power in the Middle East. With Netanyahu facing increasing pressure and the threat of further escalation looming, the coming days will be crucial in determining whether this attack is an isolated incident or the beginning of a larger confrontation. If you want to stay informed on the latest developments in this rapidly evolving conflict, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Share your thoughts in the comments below. How do you think this situation will unfold? Let's discuss.